coaching part of the business, and then there's actual getting fun part of the business. And, there's this whole natural evolution that I would fit in, very easily. It makes sense. That way, you can be reached in a way that you feel connected to their company. Somehow you're sort of like an arm and a leg, an adjunct to their company. So I looked at a couple, I just really started looking into this more and more. And let's see, where's my share? So I found this, and I thought this was kind of helpful. So that they were in a relationship, a partnership relationship. So there's this, in this particular scenario, they're talking about there's 4 different stages. So there's advise, so that you're really getting a relationship going and your message effectively reaches the target audience. You acclimate, so you educate on your products, which is kind of what we've been doing here earlier. And then your partners start to understand your product and your business potential. Then you activate, so you convert that product knowledge to product service development activity. So that helps with solution stories of being able to support marketing activities, which means like what I just said about that sort of infinity kind of thing, where it's a natural thing to refer to somebody else. Like a couple of weeks back, I had a client out of nowhere just say, hey, do you know anybody that can help somebody to sell their business, and they're in real estate and they're in the Los Angeles area? And so I said, yes, I do. And that's Tristan. And so, there's those kinds of things. Accelerate is that you socialize partner products to internal, external channels. Again, they sort of become part of your own business. So the solution is in market and can be imported by joint selling opportunities. Let's see. So then I've not looked into this too much, but I found this smaller group called Rising Tide Society. And it says empowering, connecting, and supporting small business owners. Now, we all don't need another meeting, but it is an opportunity to perhaps, get ourselves out there and to find other people that may be somebody that could be part of our small group, our educating group. Okay, so now how do I stop sharing? Oh, here we go. So Jamie, you had something to share?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I love the idea of having a gathering of your power group, because then that allows those members to connect and become resources for each other as well. So it creates that ripple effect and grows your impact, which is great, because it's one thing for, the 7 of us in here to know each other, but then, we introduce each other to our references, and it just, it creates that ripple effect of strong resources. So I love that idea of getting your power group together.
Thanks. And Tristan, you had something?
Yeah, no, I just kind of want to highlight that emphasis of like, when you retire, work we don't love because we have to do it to sustain ourselves. There's a requirement, and humans' need for independence. There is a part of us that's like, the having to do this is actually the problem. It's not so much the it. And I think we confuse that because we work so hard and we're like, oh, we're not working. And we confuse that with not being productive. So many people find themselves dying when they retire because their body doesn't know what to do to lounge. It sleeps more, and it's like, maybe I shouldn't wake up. And the flip side is, we really don't want to stop doing things. So if you can afford to figure out how to stop having to do things, you can spend the rest of your life being productive with the things you want to do. And there's just no question, as long as you're not a hedonist or a sociopath, if you're only doing what you want to do at the end of your life, it's probably fulfilling something greater than yourself. Just my own personal opinion. Statistically, I'd probably bet on it.
No, those are good points. And that's where I think, people get involved in organizations and things that they believe in. So a lot of nonprofits that you volunteer, which quite frankly is another place to meet a lot of other business owners. You'd be surprised who you can really, who you can connect with. Because I suspect, don't know this for a fact, but I suspect Warren Buffett probably has something that he does in his local neighborhood that he's always volunteered at, and so, because he's kind of a down to earth kind of guy, even though he has billions of dollars, but he lives in the same house he's always lived in for like, I don't know what now, next 60, 70 years. But, those kinds of giving away a lot of his money purposefully, to nonprofits. And so, I think that's another great place to really network and help people. So especially those of us that have special skills that nonprofits can use, because they tend to be, people that run them tend to be people who have a heart for whatever it is that nonprofit's doing, but they're not necessarily the best person suited to do their books, to do their secretary, treasurer type stuff, to do, facilitate meetings and those kinds of things. So, we can help them with those kinds of things.